taking crosses is probably one of the hardest areas of goalkeeping. Dominating your box, collecting that high ball above the attackers, above the defenders, bringing confidence to your teammates and dismaying your opposition. In today's video, we're going to break down crosses for goalkeepers, all the elements you need to work on, some drills that you can use, and how you can improve your cross taking to help take your game to another level. My name's Conor O'Keefe, and on this channel, we do all things goalkeeping. Reviews, tutorials, matchday vlogs, training insights. But as I say, today we're going to be focusing on crosses. One of the most technically difficult areas of goalkeeping due to how much is going on. And it's a topic that I get so many questions about. So today's video is going to break it all down and hopefully help you out. And to do that, we're going to touch on 5 key areas: bravery, timing, athleticism, handling, and space management. Alongside this, we're going to show you some drills that will help you to work on your cross taking. So by the end of the video, hopefully there's going to be at least something that you can take to help you to improve on the pitch. So first up, athleticism. The fact that you've arrived at this channel and you're watching this video shows that you already know that goalkeepers are a special type of athlete. Very, very different to the rest of the players on the pitch. And the act of taking a cross in a game demonstrates all the athletic components that a goalkeeper needs. Whenever you take a cross well, or whenever you see a goalkeeper take a cross well, it is impressive. And that is because it demonstrates so many athletic factors. Things like speed, spring, takeoff time, jump height, strength. All of those factors are at display when taking a cross. And it's for that reason that working on those elements will help us when we try and take crosses. For younger goalkeepers watching, don't worry. These things you will work on as you get older and you will start to see improvements in them. But it's never too early to start learning those athletic fundamentals. Exercises such as plyometrics will help you to gain that little bit of spring, to take off from the ground and to take the ball above the defenders and the attackers. Gym work also becomes extremely important. When you take a cross, you are very exposed. With your eyes completely on the ball, your arms outstretched, the whole of the middle of your body is exposed to an attacker jumping into you. And it is not always guaranteed that the referee will give you a foul, so you need to have complete core strength to be able to take that ball and potentially take impact at the same time and not drop the ball. So improving your spring, your speed, your jump height, and your overall strength through activities such as gym work, plyometrics, and general goalkeeper training will help you to improve your cross taking. Moving away from the physical, we're going to go towards the technical elements, and we're going to talk about timing. Your timing when taking a cross is vital, and it is a very difficult skill to master. You have to judge the flight of the ball. You also have to judge your approach in order to meet that ball at the highest point you possibly can, above defenders and above attackers. If you go too soon and attack the ball too early, that cross will sail straight over your head and leave you vulnerable to a goal. But if your timing is too late and you wait too long, the ball will drop too much and an attacker may get there ahead of you and head the ball into the empty goal. So learning to time your approach and take off when taking a cross is extremely important, and that comes through lots and lots of repetitions. It's not always fashionable to say because people always want an easy answer, but repetitions and practice go 9/10 of the way in helping you to learn your timing when taking crosses. There is a reason why the top goalkeepers at the very highest level still do extremely simple cross-taking drills. With no opposition and a cross coming into the box, they can work on that timing in order to take the ball at the highest point. We'll touch on those drills a little bit later on, but practice makes perfect when it comes to timing. It's at this point that you also learn which leg you want to take off from. So if the ball is coming in from my left-hand side, if I'm the goalkeeper, I want to try and take off with my left leg and bring up my right knee. That way, the right knee protects my body from any incoming traffic, defenders, attackers, and it helps to minimize the impact on my midriff. And I can use my left leg to explode up and to take the ball at the highest point. Alternatively, if the cross is coming in from my right-hand side, I'm going to use my right leg to take off and lift my left knee to protect my body. It may not always be possible to do that perfectly with either leg, depending on where the ball's coming from. Sometimes you may need to take off with both feet if the ball is landing directly upon you. If you're not able to get that step into your jump to take the cross, you may have to use both feet to explode up as high as you possibly can and take the ball at the highest point. It does leave you vulnerable, to that impact as you're not able to lift your knees. But the key to this is to jump as high as you possibly can, which is where the plyometrics come in. That way you can get above bodies, and if there is an impact, you're still able to keep hold of the ball and not let your arms get knocked away from the ball and drop it. But whatever choice of takeoff, one key point, remember to shout.
Cut it! Cut it! Cut it!
Whether you shout keepers or whether you shout your own name, giving a loud, clear command before you initiate that timing to come and take the cross is vitally important to warn your defenders that you come in to ward off the attackers and to make it clear that you are coming to take the cross. No hesitation, no doubt, a clear shout, and then set off with your execution of the timing. Which brings us nicely on to our next element, bravery. Now this is a vital part of taking crosses and probably the area that I get most questions about, because I hear from so many goalkeepers that they are scared to come and claim a cross. And I completely understand. I've been there. I think most goalkeepers will have been there. Taking a cross does present a risk as a goalkeeper. Like other aspects in goalkeeping, if something goes wrong, it is likely to result in a goal. And that can create anxiety and fear when goalkeepers see an opportunity where they can come and take a cross, but they decide not to come just in case something goes wrong. And that anxious mindset is never good in goalkeeping. We want to be on the front foot, we want to be brave, we want to dominate, and that more often than not will help us to be successful. So it's important that we're brave in our decision making, but it's also important that we're brave in our start position. Now you're probably asking, how can I be brave? And that is a good question. But bravery and confidence comes through repetitions again. The more that we are exposed to taking crosses in training and in matches, the more confident we will be in our technique and in our timing. So the bravery in decision making looks a bit like this. Judge the situation. When the cross is initially made and it starts to come into the box, judge that flight of the ball. Is it coming into a zone where you can come and claim the cross? If it is, make your decision early that you're going to come, put a big loud shout on it, just like we spoke about before, warn your defenders that you're coming, and then attack the ball and come and claim it. Once you've made the decision that you're going to come, commit 100%. Nothing's going to stop you from coming and taking that cross. And if it goes wrong, which it always will at some point, brush it off and do the exact same thing on the next one. Now the bravery in your starting position is based on the picture in front of you. So for example, there's a cross coming in from deep. On my left-hand side as I look at the pitch, but far away from the goal. The crosser is using their right foot, so I know it's going to swing away from me. There's no point my starting position being right back on my goal line because that ball is going to fade away and I'm never going to be able to make it. In this case, I might be able to take a couple of extra steps forward, knowing that it will be more difficult for them to score past me with an outswinging foot. This also enables me to come and attack the cross a little bit further away from the goal than I normally would. That bravery in positioning allows me to get an extra couple of yards, which increases the radius at which I can come and take the cross. That picture in front of you always changes, so you always need to adapt based on where the cross is coming from, which foot is being used to take that cross, whether it's an in-swinging or an out-swinging ball. But those micro steps allow you to adjust your position, to be brave in your starting setup, and give you the best chance possible to initiate your technique and come and take that cross successfully. Next up, we've got space management. Now this is dependent on what type of goalkeeper you are. If you're a big goalkeeper, if you're taller, stronger, heavier than the rest of the players in the area, defenders or attackers, you can dominate the space. You can use your size to come through bodies, to force your way through people, and to claim that ball at its highest point. Don't be scared of impact. You are stronger than them, and use that strength to bully them out the way, to create space for yourself and to come and claim the cross. If you aren't the tallest player in the box, if you're not the tallest goalkeeper, you may need to be a little bit more creative. This is the category that I fall in. When it comes to crosses, I need to be a little bit smarter. I know that I'm not necessarily going to out-muscle everybody in the box, but what I can do is use other attributes that I have. I can create space for myself with a little bit of a push. If someone's marking me tight on a corner, I can give that little push to create 2 yards of space. I can use my movement to escape pockets of pressure. Again, on corners, if opposition players are pushing me, I can use their strength against them. I can let that momentum take them away, roll through the pressure, and come and take the cross. Instead of getting boxed in and trying to fight with people, be a little bit cleverer, be a little bit smarter, because the main thing is you want a bit of space. Create that space and then use your speed, your jump height, your power to come and take that cross above everybody else. And our final point is handling. Do you catch the cross or do you punch the cross? Both of these are skills that you need to work on and practice. If it's a very busy penalty area and if the point that you're going to meet the ball is surrounded by bodies, it may be the wise decision to punch. You might take this choice if you think catching the ball might be at a risk of hitting your arms and dropping it, and you want to clear the danger straight away. If you do decide to punch, don't try and smash it with all your strength. The timing of the punch will get you the distance. You don't need to give it 100% power. Just get that timing right, meet the ball well, and you will get the distance on your punch. Another point with punches is aim for height as well as distance. By punching the ball high, even if it doesn't go as far as you want it to go, no one can score whilst the ball is in the air. And the time that the ball is in the air will allow you to get back in position, get back in your goal, and be ready for the next phase of play. So it's much better for you to punch up than it is to punch down. As soon as that ball hits the floor, anything can happen again. So aim for height and distance with your punch and practice punching with both hands. If you elect to catch the cross, that obviously has some benefits. It allows you to keep possession with your team, it allows you to calm everything down, and it allows you to be in control of the next phase of play. And it's for that reason that whenever I can, I prefer to catch instead of punch. But as I say, both of these skills need practice and repetition. So there you have it, the 5 key parts of taking crosses: athleticism, timing, bravery, space management, and handling. Now, to finish the video, we've got some training ideas that will help you to improve all of these different areas. The first is unopposed crosses. This is a really basic training drill which is great for the development of timing and your technical skills when taking crosses. You can use it to learn which leg you want to take off depending on where the cross is coming from. You can practice your timing and you can practice taking the ball at the highest point you possibly can, working on that jump height. As I say, there is a reason why you see top goalkeepers still doing this drill, because it is perfect for practicing those fundamental skills. The next step in progression is to make it an opposed crossing drill. So instead of just someone crossing the ball in and you taking it, you now introduce a third player. You have the crosser, yourself, and then someone in the box disrupting you. This adds a little bit more complexity and it tests you on those skills a little bit more. As the goalkeeper, you have someone disrupting you, getting in the way, trying to challenge for the ball, and you have to deal with that when you're taking the cross. It brings in that element of space management. How are you going to deal with them so that you can still take the ball at the highest point possible? The next step of progression, add more bodies into the box. We don't always have the good fortune of having big goalkeeper groups where you can use lots of players in these drills. But if you can, ask your siblings or your friends or your teammates after training to help you with this practice. Instead of just one attacker disrupting you, add another one or another 2. This tests you on your bravery and your decision making. Are you going to come and take the cross? How are you going to deal with those bodies? And if you're not going to take the cross, make sure you practice getting set, ready for the shot or the next phase of play. A great bonus drill as a progression of this is to have a group of goalkeepers all trying to take the same cross at the same time. It's a little bit more dangerous. It's definitely one that you would try with older goalkeepers, but when I've done this in the past, I've loved it for the skills that it helps me to learn. It's great for working on timing, competitiveness, and bravery, because I have 2 or 3 other goalkeepers who are also trying to take that same ball at that same height. The normal advantage that I would have of having my arms that I can reach over defenders or attackers, I no longer have, because those goalkeepers can do the same thing. Instead, I need to be perfect with my space management, with my movement, with my timing, and with my takeoff. And I'm going to need all those skills if I'm going to dominate the space and be successful in taking the cross ahead of those other goalkeepers. And our final progression of training crosses is gameplay. Whether it's in training or matches, nothing beats the real thing when it comes to improving your cross taking. So be brave in training. If you see that cross and it's close to your radius that you can control, test yourself, come and take it. Same in games, be brave, come and claim that cross, be confident, because that is the only way that you're going to improve. And there is one guarantee: you will fail, you will make mistakes, because it is one of the hardest areas of goalkeeping. But it's by doing that, by learning and improving every single time, that you can make cross-taking one of the best parts of your game. And a goalkeeper who is excellent at taking crosses will always stand out. So put all this information to the test and help it to improve your game. Thank you very much for watching the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let us know down in the comments what part of goalkeeping we should do a tutorial on next. Now, we have our giveaway winners from the Goalkeeper supplement video. We have 3 winners, all selected, and I will ping their comments up on the screen right now. Congratulations, guys. If this is you, send me a message over on Instagram and we will get those prizes out to you as soon as we possibly can. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We will see you next week, as always, for the next one. But look after yourselves, keep chasing improvement, and I'll speak to you in a bit.